Hi, I'm Belle.
And I'm Sinead.
And we're Belle and Sinead in SDA. And normally we're just chatting between ourselves.
We are, but not today.
Not today. Today we're joined by Shajan and Helen. Hey, both of you.
Hi.
Hi. And we all live in SDA. So we're going to have a chat about SDA.
Amazing.
Yeah, awesome. What do you like about SDA, Shajan?
Well, I love the fact that I finally feel like I'm home. Like, I used to live in a retirement home, and before that, like some temporary places, and I always kind of felt like a visitor, never really, because it just wasn't very accessible. But like now, I feel like I'm actually in my own home. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, great. And Helen, what do you like about living in SDA?
Pretty much everything. I lived in aged care before, and so it was an enormous thing to get out of aged care at last. And then to have such a great place in a great location where I had freedom, I had privacy. I didn't have people telling me what to do. I could buy my own food, cook my own food, eat my own food. It was just all fantastic. And so that for a few years it was just that enormous feeling of liberation. And then after 5 years, it just feels like home, and it feels good. It feels good. I feel like I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Just happens to be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
All of those choices are yours. You don't have to have those decisions made for you. Now you can make them yourself.
Yeah.
And I can imagine it's the polar opposite of aged care.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Shajan, if you could build your own SDA property, what would it have, and where would you build it?
I'd like for it to have a bit more storage. I have a bunch of spare wheels and just OT bits and bobs. And it'd just be nice to kind of have a place to put them that didn't make my apartment feel like a bit of a hoarder's nest.
Yeah.
But in terms of where I'd like it, probably closer to the city if that's possible. I mean, I live in Richmond, but even closer. I just like the energy of it, being in a big city.
Like right in the city.
Maybe not. The noise is pretty bad. No, probably not right in this. Maybe.
Well, you could have double glazed windows to keep all that noise out.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's probably.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but I love the city.
yeah.
It's so good. It's just not the four of us today.
It isn't.
We are joined by JL online, up there in sunny Queensland. We're all jealous, JL. How are you going?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, we're all good down here. Cold but good. What things do you think housing providers need to do to make sure that they have really great properties for people?
I think they need to spend when the tenants have limited experience. Can you elaborate?
So just elaborating more on that. So Jamie mentioned talking more to tenants that have lived experience. Providers should also get to know each tenant and ask what they want from a prospective apartment in regards to equipment, installation, all those types of things. They should also have an open conversation with allied health, such as OTs as well. I know for Jamie and her sister, when they moved apartments, Jamie doesn't necessarily need it, but her sister needed a back support on the toilet, and this wasn't immediately installed. So although this seems like such a small issue to some people, it can have such a major impact on one's independence and their everyday life. And also just ensuring locations and surrounding areas are accessible and having more than one accessible car park space within the building.
Yeah. I think you made a really important point there, JL, that for some people the toilet back might seem minor, but it's a pretty major thing. You need to be able to sit comfortably on the loo, I reckon.
Yeah. And we're all different. We all have different needs and
Yeah.
requirements in the home. So it's important that we can communicate that comfortably and
Yeah.
for the providers to understand that we aren't one size fits all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helen, what do you think that a support provider needs to do to be a really great support provider?
For me, I think it's communication is absolutely important, and I mean informal communication, but also sort of structured things that processes that make sure that they're hearing the voice of the tenants who are in the place they're supporting. I think shared support can easily become something you have no choice over, and that's really the only area of your supports where you don't have a choice. And you don't know who's coming, when they're coming, why they're coming, don't have a roster, don't know when someone's on holidays, all that sort of thing. So that's really important for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Communication is so important. And
Yeah.
with our independent supports, we have so much choice and control over who's coming into our home, and we know when they're coming in, and we have an expectation of who that will be. But
Yeah.
that can be really difficult with shared support. So it's a really great
Yeah.
point, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, and it can be really jarring too when you call in someone expecting to see a certain support worker and someone else walks in, and sometimes that person may not know your routine, may not have been there long, and it's really, it's jarring,
It is.
especially if like personal care's involved,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They need to know us, we need to know them, and we need to know who's coming in our front door.
Yeah.
And to feel comfortable with them as well.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess if like, it's one of the things I'd probably change with shared support if I had a magic wand, and maybe, you know, make them communicate a bit better. But like, Shajan, what if I gave you the magic wand? What would you change? The one thing that you would change about where you live now, or the support?
It'd be a bit of a waste of a magic wand to use it on the storage. So probably, well, my apartment itself is like really accessible. I'd love the amenities to be a bit more accessible, like the barbecue area is not accessible, and I just get the magic wand to just pave the way from the sitting area to where the barbecue is, and I could actually go and join my family when they're like, you know, making the actual food, and just like talk to them instead of just kind of sitting way like out from where they are. So that's probably what I'd change.
Yeah, but you said you'd be sitting back quite away from everyone.
Yeah, I'd be yelling all my
Yelling,
jokes, yeah.
yelling all your jokes, and they're falling flat, and it's not working, is it?
Nah, and it's like especially because like all the other apartments also have to hear my jokes if I'm if I'm that far away.
You'd be really on show, yeah.
Exactly.
Bit awkward.
A bit awkward, yeah.
What about you, Helen? The magic wand.
I think I'd like a bit more greenery and things like that. Just a sort of a better space to go and sit in.
Yeah.
And of course for that to be accessible, that I can just go there by myself if I want to.
Yeah.
It's just to be by myself and just have my book or whatever, listen to music and not have to ask someone to take me down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An accessible sanctuary where you can just go and just relax and have your own space. That
Yeah.
sounds beautiful.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'd like that.
And
as
some
well.
of these things we shouldn't need a magic wand for, but anyway,
Yeah.
here we are with one. What about you, JL? If I hand the magic wand over to you, what would you change?
I think I would get my feeling on
Yeah. So Jamie, focusing on her ceiling hoist and the minimum wait period for installation. So in Jamie's personal experience, it took over 5 months for her ceiling hoist to be relocated from her previous SDA to her new SDA. As a result from this, it caused Jamie extreme fatigue. She lost a lot of her strength and also ended up in hospital for a few days as well. So the delays on the ceiling hoist caused a massive impact on her life and the quality of her life, as well as her funding. They often said that it was due to unnecessary storage or a hold up on parts, but it just seems like she would have been better off purchasing a entirely new ceiling hoist directly from the new housing provider.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. You had to wait for that. It's crazy.
Quicker processes
Oh.
would be so incredible to have
Yeah.
if we had that magic wand. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Because we all need that equipment.
Yeah.
I know you shouldn't have to wait for that. That is so ridiculous. You have it now though, don't you, JL?
Have your ceiling hoist now?
Yeah, now I know.
Well, at least it's there now, JL, but you shouldn't have had to wait so long. That's crazy. I'm going to ask one more question. Yes or no answer from all three of you. Shajan, if you could rent to buy your apartment now that you live in, so put some of your rent aside to purchase it in the end, would you do it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
What about you, Helen?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah. Would you purchase yours, JL, if you could?
Yes.
Yes.
I love where I am now.
And I think that's the thing when you find an SDA property that you love, it would
Yeah.
be so great to be able to own that in the future for yourself and know that it's yours
Yeah.
forever.
That'd be nice.
It would.
What a dream.
It was so great to hear the perspectives of Sajan, JL and Helen, wasn't it?
It was, and it's good for people to hear things from other people, not just us.
Yeah, definitely.
We get boring.
Yeah.
But anyway, the 3 takeaways from today's chat, I think, communication.
Definitely, communication really is key and so important for the on-site provider to really communicate with the tenants about what their needs are and what their expectations are as well.
Yeah.
Just communication as a whole,
Yeah, so we know who's going to come into our property
definitely.
and into our space. It's important that we know who's coming through our front door.
And that we feel comfortable.
Yeah. Number 2, I think, well, accessibility.
Yeah. And I really think not just accessibility in our own homes, but in the common areas and surrounding areas. We want to be able to get out and about in all areas of the apartment or
Yeah.
building complex and to have access to all of that with ease.
Yeah, because it's part of the property.
It is.
It's part of where we live. And people who can run around get to enjoy that.
Exactly.
So we should too, I think, anyway.
Definitely.
I think number 3 is if we could own our own SDA property, I think we'd like to.
Definitely. I know I would definitely rent to buy if I could.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of other people in SDA would love to own their own home.
Yeah.
And when it's all set up and accessible to you, why not be able to have
own
the
it.
opportunity to
Yeah.
rent to buy an SDA?
Yeah, and own our own place.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.